Have you ever started a project that turned out to be too big for you? Reading a book in another language, or writing your own story, making your own comic book. You start the project, you start off strong, you're super excited, you're motivated, and then you miss a day. And then you miss another day. And then all of a sudden it's been 2 weeks and you've made no progress. And then usually in the end you will just quit the project. Yeah, it happens to all of us, but you can actually overcome it. Today I'm going to share with you the rule that I've used to complete several creative projects. I call it the one-step rule. So it goes like this. Every day, take one step towards your goal, no matter how small. Read one page of a book in your second language. Write just a couple sentences of your story. Make one panel of your comic book. Really very basic, but it can change everything. Too often I've treated goals like a sprint. For example, when I started reading Schachnovelle, I read a ton the first day and got super burnt out and had no desire to read it for the coming weeks. My progress in the book was inconsistent, to say the least. And then one day I told myself, what if I read just one page of this a day? And it actually worked. I allowed myself to read more than that if I felt like it, but every day I had to read at least one page. I can't say that I suddenly was able to finish the book in just a couple days or like a couple weeks. I'm actually still reading it. The thing is, I'm making consistent progress every day. So eventually, I will be done with it. I will have read the entire thing. You don't have to accomplish anything huge on any given day. You're not trying to make progress that would impress somebody else. You're just trying to make progress that actually exists. You just gotta keep moving. Because what keeps a project alive isn't motivation, it's motion. So, if the one-step rule demands so little, how is it that it actually works? Well, there's three things. First, it lowers the activation barrier. When your rule is literally to take one step, continuing to work on your project doesn't seem like such a hassle anymore. It's not write the next chapter of your book, it's open up the document and add a paragraph. You make the work so easy to begin that all of a sudden it just kind of feels silly not to keep working on it. Second, it builds consistency. We all know that motivation is unreliable. So when your system is you need to take one step every day, you don't need motivation. You don't need to feel inspired. You just need to keep moving. And third, these small steps compound upon each other. So let's say you work just 10 minutes a day on your project. In the course of a week, you will have dedicated over an hour to it. That beats doing nothing and then being right back where you started a month from now. The one-step rule isn't about doing less, it's about removing the weight of expectations. You can choose to do a ton of work in one day, but you don't have to. You can stop whenever you want. That gets you to stop waiting for the perfect time to start working on your project, and it gets you to start working consistently. Think of it like this. If you take just a small step every day, you're already moving faster than the version of you who's still waiting on motivation. The one-step rule keeps your progress alive because it removes that need to catch up, because you're always just one step away from being back on track. The same thing happened for me with drawing. I used to make comic books, and the first maybe 2 or 3 20-page full-color comics I did with really no plan, and it took forever. It was super inconsistent. I got super sick of it. I would do so much all at once, and then when the next day came, I had no energy to continue working on it. So on like issue 4 or 5 or something like that, I got really far into it. I started drawing at least one panel a day, and wouldn't you know it, soon enough, without too much hassle, I had actually finished the project. I say soon enough, it wasn't soon, it took a long time, but it eventually got done, which is a whole lot better than never finishing it at all. You really don't have to make a whole lot of progress every day, you just have to do something every day. It really doesn't have to be big progress, it just has to be done. It's kind of like boring effectiveness. It's like brushing your teeth. You do it, and it's nothing magical, but you go a week without it, and you're gonna notice. Let's talk about what the one-step rule isn't. It is not a free pass to just do the bare minimum every day forever. You actually want to make small but meaningful progress towards your goal. If you want to learn how to play a piece of Mozart and your goal is to stare at a piano from across the room every day, that's not gonna work. You're gonna get really good at staring, but not playing Mozart. This isn't a motivation hack. It's more of a system of taking the difficulty and turning it way down. Let's try this together. Let's plan something for the next 7 days. I want you to get a piece of paper from a notebook or like a receipt that you've been meaning to throw out, whatever. You need to get something to write on and a pen to write it with, and write it down. Write down your goal, preferably something that you could finish within the next 7 days. So you're gonna write down your goal, and then underneath your goal, I want you to write down one small, repeatable step that you can do every day in order to make progress toward completing your goal. So like for me, I'm gonna try to get to page 70 of Shock Novella this week. And my repeatable goal will be to read 1 page of the book every night. Jot that down, and we're good to go. If you've written your repeatable task down on a single line, chances are that it's gonna stick. But if you've written something like a whole paragraph, you've written down a dream. You haven't written down a plan. The one-step rule is really about giving yourself the permission to make imperfect progress. You allow yourself to do just very little on any given day, knowing that you have a goal in mind, you're working toward it, and you're not giving up. To help you out with this, I've made a one-step tracker. I've linked it in the description below. You can either print it out or link it to your Notion account if you want to open it up and have something to mark off every day. And if today's task was to watch a YouTube video, congratulations, you've completed your task. Just don't make watching YouTube your goal. I know it's your goal. I know you're gonna do it anyways. Anyways, whatever your progress was today, let me know. Thanks for watching.